Hey guys, it's Laura Bazell, and I just wanted to give you a quick crash course in some of the basic elements of Picmonkey.com. So it's www.picmonkey.com, and there's all kinds of things you can do on here, and I'm not even going to touch the surface of the details, but I'm just going to go over the essential tools that you need that you can use on here. So usually if I'm going to come on here, I'm either going to go to edit or I'm going to go to design. Now, edit is where you can take a picture of yourself and fix it up to make it look a little better. And you can change the image that way. Now, design is going to be where you're getting a blank canvas and you're placing overlays over it. Okay, so just let me show you an edit really quick. I'm going to show you a picture of me. And there's all kinds of different things that you can do on your picture. Now, I'm just going to go through each one of these tools over here. Sometimes I'll just hit auto adjust just to see what it does, and it usually makes it look a little bit better. And then right here, these are your basic tools. You've got crop. Obviously, that is to make the picture smaller or bigger. So you could trim off some edge there if you wanted to. Crop it. Canvas color isn't really going to apply here. If you had a blank canvas, that would change your canvas color. I'm sure it would do something. It's just going to take your picture away. Rotate, you know what that is. Exposure, you can change the brightness on your picture. You can even make it look a little hazy. There's so many things you can do, different shadows, just to make it look better, just to tweak your image. Colors, this one's just if you want to make yourself look like you just got out of the tanning bed. There's just a little bit more color to your face. There's just so many things you can do. Sharpen, play around with that. This sort of makes it sort of start to look like an HD movie or whatever. Resizing it, be careful with this. Sometimes it can change your the proportion, so you want to keep this clicked if you're using a photo of you. The next thing down is the touch-up tool, which is pretty fun. You can whiten your teeth. If your teeth aren't looking very white that day, you can whiten them. You can take away wrinkles using like either the wrinkle remover, or you can even like just airbrush a little bit out if you wanted to. I personally like to leave the wrinkles because well, that's what you look like and you don't want to look fake, but can touch up here and there. No one's gonna know. You don't want to get too obvious. Have you ever seen a picture in your news feed and you look at it and you're like, that person's face is like blurry and blotted out? Well, it's because they went a little bit too crazy with some of these tools. So don't go too crazy, but see, if I wanted to get some free Botox there, I could get it right there, which I honestly think that looks a little funny, but you can play with it. Wrinkle remover, come over here and get rid of your crow's feet. Now, a lot of times if you're going to do something like this, the best thing to do is to do it and then come back over here and go to fade, and you can fade them back in a little bit because you don't want it to look completely crazy. Shine reduce, there's just so much you could do. Let's say you wanted to get rid of this. Not that you'd want to get rid of the shine on your lips, but if you did, you could. Once again, you don't want to make yourself look weird. You can even put more blush on your face if you want. Whiten your teeth, tint your lips, and it gets crazy down here. You can put makeup on your face. You play around with this. There's so much to do. You can even give yourself whiskers, which is pretty crazy. Which that would be really, really funny. Okay, so no, don't do that. And then down here, you're going to have the text. So you can pick any of these fonts. I usually click the font first and then go add text, and then you can type it in there. And once you type your text, you can go and make it a color. Want to make sure that that it's easy to be seen. So let's say I want to put high up here, and you can see that, but it's not really that bold. So here's a little trick. You can copy what you just did, Control C, click your text, the same kind, and paste that down. And if you make it just about the same size, or a little smaller, you can make that then a different color. And you can get a little drop shadow there. Or an outline even. I mean, there's just unlimited what you could do here. If they're about the same size, it's usually better. Anyways, I don't really like that, but maybe like that. There we go. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed when I was clicking on here, you can highlight your word, and then if you can pick a color here, but you can also click this little box. You can come down and hover over anything on your picture. That way you can like make the words match your shirt or your lips or whatever you want to do. So there's a ton of different fonts. If it has this crown next to it, that means it's for the paid version. I have the paid version just because I got bored with what was on the normal version, but there is a ton of stuff on the free version that you can use. So overlays, there's just so much you can do with these. There's just so many different ones. Obviously the geometric shapes. Sometimes you can make a picture look better by just pulling a shape over it. Makes it look fancy. You can make this like white or whatever and fade it out. And then if you right click on your overlay and go, you'll get this little menu, so you can duplicate your overlay, which saves a lot of time sometimes if you're making more than one. You can send it to the back. Okay. There's hearts, there's doodly hearts, here's your arrows if you want to use arrows in your graphics. I mean, there's even facial hair. Different bugs. There's the bee I like to use sometimes. I really like this banner here. I use these banners all the time. You can even make it look like there's a piece of paper. Okay, now let's say you want to use your own overlay. Now, let's say I want to have a bee flying above me. This is what I do. I go to Google Images and I don't just put in bee, I put in bee PNG. Okay, because then you're going to get a PNG file, which works really good over graphics. Let's say I want to have this guy. If you've ever seen a graphic with this checkered thing over it, that means it's a PNG file. And you can download that image and you can go onto your Picmonkey and you can click your own and find your guy. And instead of having to cut out the white around him, it's already a PNG file, and there you go. It's right on there. You don't ever have to cut anything out. So I look up PNG for everything. I mean, you could look up PNG for something really weird. They have it literally for everything. Now, if you get one and it doesn't have that checkered thing behind it, that means it's not a transparent background PNG. That's what you want, is the transparent background PNG. See, like this, okay? I don't know why I picked table, but I don't know. Let's say you wanted a table on there. And then it just like, whoa. There you go. And if you want to duplicate that, you just right click, duplicate overlay, whoops, duplicate overlay, and you have another one. Okay, you can delete those. I definitely don't want those on there. But there's just, you got to play around with this. There's just so much. You can put frames around your stuff. Let's see, this one's always cute. And you can like change the background color of it. You can even come over here with the dropper tool the same way and match it to like anything on here. Whoa, that's bright. Maybe my nails or something. Okay. And then there's tons of different frames. And then these you really wouldn't use on here, but this is going to just put clouds over the whole thing. Actually, that looks kind of cool. Smudge. And you can do this over a white background also, and it'll look really cool. And then you can start building on top of that. Okay, so if you're not going to use edit, oops. Okay, let's save this. Okay. And then, okay, let's say you're going to design something. And whenever I'm making a challenge post or something, I always do 1200 by 800 because it fits in the feed on the computer and on the phone very well. So you can go to overlay and you can go to your own. And then, like, let's say you wanted to pull up that same thing you were working on. You could just expand that here and then start doing some other things on here for your information or for whatever you wanted to do. You could put another overlay here. Just make the background a color. It's just unlimited as to what you can do. So that's a crash course in Picmonkey. And obviously, if you have any questions about this, feel free to message me. And I hope this helps. Have a great day.